What's up guys, Gray here, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the new shotguns that just came to Destiny 2, the Matador 64. Now the Matador is technically a returning weapon from all the way back in Destiny 1, and this is its first foray into Destiny 2, and it just got added with the 30th anniversary update. It can drop from the new Grasp of Avarice dungeon, and has a few things about it that can make it pretty unique. We're going to dive right into it. But first, I gotta give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, BenQ. Now, if you're a gamer, you might already be familiar with BenQ. They make fantastic gaming monitors for your computer, but did you know that they also make lighting products for your office or gaming setup? BenQ was really awesome and sent me out their new Screenbar to try out and review on my setup, and I was pretty surprised by it. This thing is really lightweight and has a really low profile. It also has a universal mount, which will allow it to sit on top of just about any computer monitor. If you work or play games in a dark room, this light can make a really big difference. It helps reduce eye strain during those long gaming sessions, and it can be adjusted to sit anywhere between a nice warm yellow light to a clean, bright white. It is USB powered, meaning you can plug it right into your computer, and it's been really great for when I'm streaming or when I have the lights off. Big thanks to BenQ for sponsoring today's video. If you're interested in the Screenbar, there will be links in the description for you to check out. Thanks again to BenQ. Now let's get back to the content. Alright, so what makes the Matador 64 special? Is it actually worth farming? Right away, if you look at the perk pool, you're going to notice that it has one of the new perks that just got added with the new update. This perk is called Perpetual Motion. Now, Perpetual Motion is pretty interesting because on paper, it sounds like it might be really good. The perk states this weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload speed while the wielder is in motion. So basically, just by simply moving, you can have this bonus going all the time. Unfortunately, it just isn't that groundbreaking. The perk actually stacks up to 2 times, and it will build up the longer you are moving. Luckily, the perk can activate while the weapon is in your pocket or stowed. So perfect example being that on a shotgun, even if you have it holstered and are moving for, I believe, 8 seconds, the perk will stack to ×2 in your pocket. But how does it actually compare to other tried and true perks like Quick Draw? You can see some of the footage here, and sorry if it's a little jarring, you literally cannot stop moving. But you can see Perpetual Motion just isn't that fast. It's not making that big of a difference when I go to pull out my shotgun. And in this example, I have shotgun dexterity on as well, and it's just not that dramatic. It could technically help you win a fight, but it's just not Quick Draw. If you're like me, you've become so accustomed to Quick Draw that if you can't get that muscle memory of when you can pull the trigger, it's gonna mess you up, and Perpetual Motion just doesn't quite keep up. Comparatively, you can see obviously that it's a much faster draw with other shotguns that have Quick Draw. I have like a 7th Seraph CQC, and while that is a different archetype, it has Quick Draw, it's just instant. I was really hoping that this new perk would be a good competitor to Quick Draw, but it's just not quite there. But that doesn't mean we have to write this thing off yet. There's still something very unique about this shotgun, but we're going to get to that in a second. As far as the handling side of things goes, Matador 64 can also roll with Threat Detector in that 3rd column, which is a really underrated perk, honestly. It has a really generous activation range and really cranks up the handling. It really actually can compete with something like Quick Draw. I don't have a roll with Threat Detector quite yet, but I have used plenty of other shotguns with that perk, and it really does make a huge difference. If Quick Draw isn't available and Threat Detector is, I would always recommend going after Threat Detector on your shotgun. Now moving on to the column 4 perks, there's actually some really compelling options here. If you're going for that absolute consistency in PvP, naturally you're going to want to go for Opening Shot. You cannot beat this perk on a shotgun. It's going to help you almost every single time you pull the trigger. It is S tier for shotguns. But there are some other great options as well. We have Harmony, Swashbuckler, Killing Wind, and even another new perk in Golden Tricorn. All of these are really great for PvP in the right hands, but it might require you to be a little more proactive with your plays. You might have to be aware of those perks and sort of play around them to get the most out of them. Now, before we get into this shotgun's dirty little secret, the final thing I want to add is that of almost every shotgun I have ever used, for whatever reason, this thing desperately needs full choke. The roll I have does not currently have full choke, and holy crap, do I whiff shots constantly. It's really frustrating. Feels like half my spread misses really often, even with opening shot. However, I feel like if I had opening shot combined with full choke, it would make this thing absolutely shine. So that's going to be number one for me, is going after full choke on this. Now let's talk about the one thing that you probably haven't noticed. The one thing that really sets this shotgun apart from every other precision frame shotgun in the game. Now I'm going to put up the base stats of a few other popular precision shotguns, both kinetic and energy, here on the screen, as well as the Matador, and you tell me if you notice something interesting here. You may have noticed right away, but for whatever reason, Matador 64 has a higher impact stat than every other shotgun in its class. Now I don't know why that is. Every precision frame pellet shotgun has an impact stat of 70, but Matador 64 here has an impact stat of 80. Now what that means is that you're going to get slightly less damage drop off than other shotguns. It's a very peculiar thing, and you probably wouldn't have noticed unless you looked at all these stats side by side. Now looking at the stats again side by side, you'll notice its other stats mostly fall in line with all of the other precision shotguns. However, it does actually have the highest base handling out of all of the others, which again is another compelling option to go after the Matador 64. So is it worth chasing? Is it worth farming? I would certainly say so. Given my particular playstyle, I love fast drawing, quick shotguns over their now slower, aggressive counterparts. Matador has some very unique things about it, and I really can't wait to hunt down a better roll to see how it can really perform. Now, the dungeon is not currently farmable at the time of this video going live, but DMG did confirm that next reset, the dungeon will be hotfixed to be farmable, so get in there and chase some god rolls. And of course, you also have things like Aya's Luna and 1,000 Yard Stare in that same loot pool in the dungeon, so it's a great place to go and spend your time chasing loot in Destiny 2. Now that's going to be all from me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, leave a like down below and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you want to become a part of our growing community, then hit that Discord link in the description and come hang out. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.